What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Daddy's Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're going to be talking about Dark Gathering Volume 1. Now, Dark Gathering, this series is published by Viz, and the story and art is done by Kenichi Kondo. Now, Kenichi Kondo, this is actually their first serialization series, but they did previously work on The Gray Man back in the day as an assistant. So Dark Gathering is it is classified as a supernatural horror, which it is, but I would say it also has a few sprinkles of some comedy moments mixed in as well. Now, some of y'all may know that, your boy Rob, I don't really deal too much with horror and spooky stuff, whatever, but every now and then, I try to be open to new things, be open to new experiences. And so Dark Gathering is one that's always caught my attention, because how could this kid's face with the weird eyes and stuff not pique your interest? And so with Volume 1 just coming out, and there's an anime coming out in the summer of 2023 in a couple of months, I was like, you know what, let me check it out. And so this actually ended up being a pretty solid read. So what this one is about, it basically follows, well, first of all, it follows this kid named Keitaro Gentoga, who back in middle school, he experienced some supernatural phenomenon that happened to him, because he has always been very sensitive to spirits. He can't see them, but he's always been like pretty sensitive to spirits. But in the process of a certain incident, one of Keitaro's friends ended up getting hurt and cursed as well, and so he kind of went into sheltering for a couple of years, but thanks to the help of some friends and family, started slowly trying to get back into reintegrating into society and stuff. And so it's been a couple of years since Keitaro has been a shut-in, but Keitaro gets a chance to be a tutor of this little kid, who actually is a little girl named Yayao Hozuki, who actually ends up being the cousin of one of his close childhood friends named Aiko. So it is so funny how you can look at something over and over and over, but sometimes it's the little details you don't notice. So I think because of obviously the big creepy eyes, the dead giveaway that this potentially might be a girl is the freaking 2 giant red ribbons in her hair. So all this time, I thought that this was just like some creepy little boy until I was reading it, and they mentioned, and even in the synopsis on the back, they're like, Keitaru is tutoring a little girl, yada yada yada. I didn't think the little girl was the person on the cover, but then when they introduced her, like, yeah, here's my little cousin. Her name is Yayao. And I was like, oh. And like I said, after I finished reading it, I went back and I was just glancing at the cover, and I'm like, oh, there's 2 freaking giant red bows in her hair. But yeah, so Keitaro gets stuck with, or gets a opportunity to tutor this young girl named Yayao Hozuki, who has these very unique double pupil eyes. And one very cool thing about the eyes is that it allows her to see the real world and the spirit world, which is kind of dope. How, this is what she sees out of one people, what she sees out of another, and then it all just mixed together. Now, Yayao's backstory as somebody who can see spirits is that she was involved in an accident where it seemingly this very bad, powerful spirit caused their family vehicle to have a car crash, and then seemingly her mother's spirit got taken by this evil spirit. So Yao's been on a journey of hunting down curses and spirits, trying to find the one that took her mother. And so that is kind of what brings our kind of two main characters together. And even the cousin Aiko, she's pretty much along with all the adventures and stuff as well, because she pretty much drives them all around to all these different like supernatural locations that Yaya wants to go and visit and stuff. And so yeah, so it's like I said, it's pretty much just a series of just these characters going on these supernatural adventures to these haunted locations, while Yaya is trying to hunt down the spirit that took her mother, and also trying to help Keitaru overcome this curse that he has on his arm. So all in all, I would say this was a pretty solid first volume, and honestly, kind of makes me interested in checking out the anime, because just like looking at like some of these cool panels. I really love this panel with her sword, and kind of crowbar looking thing that she uses when fighting spirits and stuff. But there's lots of like really creepy vibes and stuff going on in this that I'm like, if the anime can yell, I think that the anime might end up being a better showcase for this series and all of its creepiness and stuff versus in the manga. But like I said, it was a pretty solid first read, and maybe after reading another volume, it might grab me even more. But like I said, as somebody who isn't really too big into horror stuff, this was a pretty solid introductory thing. And like I said, just enough supernatural elements and stuff, and some mystery that made me want to know more about what is going on with these characters and with this world. Like, what exactly is going on with Yao and the dual pupils and stuff, which, like I said, that's a very cool design and trait. And like I said, there's like some nice little sprinkles of comedic moments all throughout, so it's not just all tense and horror and creepy the whole time. And one of the other kind of like cool things I wanted to point out as well, is that, like I mentioned a while ago, Yao is not only fighting but also capturing all these different spirits and stuff that she is encountering, and she is basically trapping them inside of all of these dolls within her room. And we found out later on that she is using the dolls as basically like proxies, so that as she is going out and encountering these different spirits and stuff, whatever, she basically put a piece of herself, whether it be strand of hair, fingernail, whatever, blood, into all of these dolls, so that basically if she ends up getting injured, then that pain just redirects to one of these dolls. So basically kind of like giving extra lives and stuff, like she explained, like in a video game, which is a pretty cool concept. And like I said, just kind of adds even more creepier vibes. That like you go into, oh, this little girl's room is just filled with all these stuffed animals, but it's like, no, these like evil and really bad cursed spirits are inside of there. And the other kind of cool thing too is that like all the cursed spirits kind of keep each other in check, because none of them want to get hurt, and so they basically kind of keep each other in check, because if one of them tries to rebel and tries to attack Yaya directly, well, that pain will just get redirected to all the other spirits. And so they kind of have this kind of like rock paper scissors type of relationship, so to speak, to where one of them's like, hey, I'm gonna attack you, and the other person's like, no, you not, because I'm not trying to feel no pain, bro. Whatever beef you got, keep that to yourself. And so I just found that just pretty fascinating. Like I said, that they kind of touch on some of that stuff, and which we've kind of seen a lot, because we even saw it on display, because there's like this big spirit that she got a piece of and tossed into the room with the other spirits, and they started tormenting this one, because when Yaya was fighting this spirit, all the pain that she was enduring was getting redirected to all the plushies back in her room. And so when she brought back a piece of that spirit, I was like, yo, this is the one responsible for all y'all's pain earlier. they started attacking it, and the spirit started begging, like, yo, please help me. And so Yao gave it a piece of herself, so that it basically just like balanced everything out again. So, but yeah, like I said, all in all, this was a pretty interesting first volume, and like I said, I am definitely interested. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the next volume, but I will for sure be checking out the anime when it drops in July. And so, like I said, if any of this sounds interesting, the volume's out now. Like I said, it's standard Viz, so $10 or cheaper, depending on where you buy it at. Or like I said, maybe check out the anime when that drops in a couple of months. So, but Dark Gathering Volume 1, like I said, it's a solid, spooky introduction for your boy. One that I'll be coming back to when the anime drops in a couple of months. But that's pretty much going to be all for that for me today. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Let me know if you've checked out Dark Gathering, and if so, let me know what you think. And if you haven't checked it out, let me know. Do you plan on checking it out, or will you be maybe checking out the anime when it drops later on? So, but yeah, I'm gonna try to venture out and check out maybe a couple more horror and spooky things. I gotta just dip my toe into it. But as always, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be easy. Peace.